Paul Cherry's Hidden Gems live stream show, episode 4. Thank you for tuning in here on YouTube and Twitch. We are live from San Antonio on the first ever Paul Cherry Back on the Music headline tour. I'm here with my band this evening, and they are my very special guests. I'm excited to introduce them to all of you and their insanely fire music taste. We are live from the hotel room. I hope that the Wi-Fi speeds are good enough for everybody. And we've got a couple beers here. First guest I wanted to bring up is a longtime friend of mine and, bass player in my band, Jojo Faught. Let's get Jojo up onto the Hidden Gems live couch table.
Happy to be here.
How's it going, buddy?
It's going great.
It's kind of funny. We're doing a show, but over there the boys are just playing Super Smash Brothers, which we have teched out today to be viewable.
Impeccable.
Malcolm, why don't we get that rocking? There it is. Here, let's pull up the chat as well. Malcolm, you're going to have to chat tech tonight. So if we pull this up, anyone watching should be able to chime in. So we've just played like 4 shows in a row through California, Phoenix, and last night El Paso. What's your initial takeaway from the tour?
I think it's going to be a good rest of the tour. What is it, like 4 or 5 more weeks?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
I think that's enough. I think it's going to be good.
One thing I will say is hold the mic closer to your mouth.
Sounds good.
Let's see.
Can you hear me now? Ooh.
Trying to get into the chat. Okay, we're in the chat
Boys
now.
are playing.
So Jojo, you have been hyping up your pick in the van a little bit today.
I think it's a good pick.
We're going to be hearing it from over here, the laptop speakers. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the track? And Malcolm, why don't you throw the album cover up there?
You got it?
Hey.
From the Chuck Rainey Coalition.
And you love Chuck Rainey, and I know this. Tell me a little bit about the guy.
He's a bass player. Love him. Does all the Steely Dan stuff on a bunch of Aretha Franklin stuff.
Which Steely Dan stuff does he do?
On Asia, for sure. Royal Scam, for sure. Kind of.
He's really the bass player on most of Asia?
Most of Asia. I know Walter Becker plays on Deacon Blues.
Okay.
But it's Chuck and everything else.
Yeah, because I knew Becker was like a bass guy.
Yeah, he's a big bass guy.
Cool. So tell me a little bit more about. Wait, you took a bass lesson with this guy, didn't you?
I took a couple. Yeah.
How much was he charging?
It was $100 for an hour, and he just talked a lot.
And what did you feel like you learned anything actual from him?
A couple things, but it was a lot of stories.
Yeah, he's an old dude.
He's just an old guy talking about
an
stuff.
old head.
It was cool though.
Yeah.
But he talked about this album in a way where like I should know it, and then I looked it up, and it doesn't have a lot of views.
The one that you're about to share with us.
Yeah, the one I'm about to share.
And the album is called the Chuck Rainey Collection.
Coalition.
Oh, Coalition.
And it was a bunch of guys that were just at Atlantic Records. So Bernard Purdy's on it, and
is this an LA record?
I believe it's an LA record. Yeah.
Okay. And what year do we have this?
1977.
I've got a 77 pick on my list.
I think it's a good year. It's a good year for tunes.
Definitely agree. So, what's the tune called?
Eloise.
Let's kick it off. Two bass lines. This music makes me feel like I'm in Palm Springs. Yes. This is classic. And how many plays do we have on this channel?
4 in Spotify.
And what about for the YouTube? What do we have over there? 63 views.
63 views on YouTube.
We're going to get to a grand total of 9,063.
Yeah.
That is under 10K.
Official.
That's very
I
official.
haven't really looked around for the shows. Good to go.
I want to come up with a term for the under 10K songs.
Because that's
It's like earns an extra badge. You know?
yeah. It's tough. You make it sound like every tune that you find is just like only 10 people.
I know, but I'm just kind of like tooting my own horn and hyping my shit up a little bit.
No, but I know you have them though.
I have a lot, but I do go through my tracks that I think are super low key, and then I think a few years have passed and things have changed. Like today, I was really hunting today through my old folders, and a lot of tracks that I thought were really deep heaters had like a couple 100,000 plays, which in the grand scheme of things is still like pretty low.
Do you have any tunes that you found that recently blew up?
No.
No. Because I feel like the Don Blackman stuff really went from like low key to not really, really quick.
Yeah, I know, but that's because that band Bad Bad Not Good like put a Midnight Tales
yeah.
collection together and put that track on there, and that's how they got that one out of the YouTube
The
depths.
playlist.
But that's a great song. It deserves to be heard.
People need to know about.
But I do get sad when some of my deepest cuts get kind of arisen from the
Yeah.
dead,
Yeah.
and that's what this show is all about.
There's more to be had.
We love that we get very little viewership here at Hidden Gems because it keeps the tracks hidden, but we keep the conversation going.
It never stops.
It never stops.
Never stops.
All right, I want to kick my first track off. Oh, dude, volume on the mic. I said. Okay,
am
let's
I
get
coming in?
Yeah, well, say something.
Hello.
There you go. Yeah, hold it close. It's dynamic mic.
We're in.
All right.
Directional.
So, do we have Maya in the chat? Maya, I miss you. If you hear me, I miss you and the doggy.
Ms. P.
Hidden Gems is going to stay a hidden gem if I have anything to do with it. But we are staying consistent. We are going to try and be here every Tuesday on the road, and if we have a show on that day, we are going to push it to a Wednesday or a Monday. But we're going to try and stream every week on this tour, and we have 5 more weeks. So let's effing go.
LFG.
Let's effing LFG.
Let's LFG.
My first track I wanted to throw up there. I don't know if I probably showed you this one. So I'm still going to play it, but it's a Jeff Lorber fusion song. And I'm obsessed with him.
I'm stoked.
I wrote in my notes. Malcolm, could you pull up my notes? I'm a little sloppy today after the 8.5-hour drive we did.
I think I know which one it is.
So what does it say under the Jeff Lorber tune? What did I write there? Not on Spotify. Kenny G is playing the sax on this song. Oh yeah, the song is called Katherine. It's a live version from his album called Soft Space. It's track 2. This is a 1977 album, and this live version has like 1,800 views on YouTube, and I love the way it sounds. And this song, this specific recording, is kind of how I want our band's live mix to sound in a way. If I got a board mix for one of our sets and it sounded like this, in an aesthetic way, I would be really pleased. We don't have to listen to all of it, but I definitely want to kick it off. So this is Jeff Lorber Fusion, Katherine, live at Big Bear.
Oh, I love this.
So good. Shouts out to Pearl and the Oysters, the other Jojo, for showing me this too.
The other JoJo. There's a couple.
I love Jeff Lorber's playing because he's a jazzer who does the major pentatonic blues licks just the right way. And this track showcases it. Eloise says it sounds like Barbary Coast.
Barbary.
I know. There's like a DX key in there too.
It's almost
Or a
like
CP80. I can't tell what's up. The way the piano sounds. And it's like Kenny G sounding hip in this weird way. Yeah. It was. Hell yeah. Kenny G. Yeah, he does. He kills it in his track. Ooh.
So do we. Malcolm, show the screen. We got a winner.
Young Link.
Young
is the
Link.
champ. Yeah, I really love Jeff Lorber fusion, and I actually don't think it's very cool. I just put it on all the time. It makes me feel really chilled out. His playing isn't even like that incredible, but something about his feel in his 70s era. He goes turns into a super smooth jazz artist later, but
It's a good timestamp.
I kind of like smooth jazz, just unironically.
I love smooth jazz.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't really like Brian Culbertson, but I like a lot of that.
I don't even know if he's smooth jazz really.
I think he is.
It's like he's such a corny version of it.
Dude, kick this section up. Exactly. I picked some jazzy tunes for the boys today. I think it is CP80. Jojo, I'm going to use this moment to transition out to our next bandmate.
Who's coming?
I think I've got Noah on deck. Let's get Noah in the hot seat. Thank you so much, Jojo, for being on the show. We're going to have more of Jojo in the future. He's got tons of great tracks.
We got tracks.
He's shown me some of my favorite tracks.
Come on, bud.
So we're passing the torch, passing the mic onward. Introducing.
You want your beer, bud? Oh, I do.
Introducing to the world for the very first time, Noah Barker, everybody. Welcome, Noah. Make sure you hold that mic nice and close to your face. Yes. That's what I like to see.
Hello,
AKA
everybody.
T-Bird, a.k.a. Blue. That's what I'm hearing.
Just Bird for me, I think.
Okay. We got Bird in the house. Birdman.
But it comes from my dad's nickname, T-Bird.
And you have a dad who jazzes hard.
He does.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, he plays a lot of free jazz. And he goes pretty hard for that.
And he's a percussion player?
And he's a percussionist. He's grew up in Chicago, actually, and got to start playing with the AACM in their like beginning stages. But from that, went on to play with Cecil Taylor and Sam Rivers and Anthony Braxton and a bunch of those guys that were playing in the New York loft scene. And
So dope. And you
And now-
two are a jazzer.
Oh yeah, through and through.
On the road with Paul Cherry.
Yeah,
at this time.
Exactly. I think you're adding to the jazzerness.
I think I'm
My
wanting you to
jazzerness.
bring it out a bit.
Yeah.
Like I encourage that kind of playing and jazz behavior on tour.
That's important, jazz behavior, because that's where it all comes from for me. If I'm improvising on the street acting goofy, that's how I want to play the piano.
Dude, I feel that. Wise words from Bird. I've never called you that before until just now, but it's already sticking.
Yeah.
So, what's been your highlight and your low light of the tour so far? We're only 4 days in. What's been the best and the worst so far?
Well, the highlight for me is pretty obvious. It's playing El Paso, I'd say, last night. That show just was really felt good. It was like a nice bar show where the people that were there were like there to hang and into the music, and the Paul Cherry heads were there.
That's a cool head to me.
Yeah, those people were going hard for the tunes.
They
and
were.
That was nice to see.
It was so special because the show canceled and like we got this other show.
Exactly.
And people heard about it and came out still.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that many people, but it was like a dope crowd.
Exactly. Everyone was super enthusiastic, which was nice. You know, we feed off of that.
Yeah, I was really feeling that.
A low moment. I mean, for me, I would. It's not even. I don't even wouldn't really count this as a low moment, but I feel like it's more of a funny moment. Like just not having lunch or something is probably my lowest moment.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. I'm only eating 2 meals a day, which is a fair.
Yeah,
it's a fair gripe.
But I have to be honest. This is the first tour that everyone has kind of been on the same page about. Like, we all are hungry people.
Yes.
And we get angry when we don't eat. And
I've been loving this vibe of whoever gets their food first is the most hated.
Yeah, it's almost like the Wolf on Wall Street type of vibe here in the Paul Cherry Band.
I know. We just got back from this really dope Thai restaurant here in Kerrville, Texas.
Yeah.
Thai Bistro and more. Kerrville. Shouts out.
Yeah, shout out to Thai Bistro for sure.
And tomorrow we're playing at Paper Tiger in San Antonio if you're around. Looks like we're running low on yinlings.
Young Lynx.
If any viewers out there are down to go on a beer run for us, we could use a couple more.
Yeah, accepting beer money through Twitch as well.
I've never gotten a Twitch tip yet. I don't understand
I
how
hear
it works.
about them.
Yeah, I don't
that's
know
like
yet.
I feel like that's how some like streamers without many followers are making their money on Twitch or whatever, you know? Like
Wait, that's me. And I'm not making any money. If you're out there and you've got a tip for me, I'll put it in the beer fund.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you give us a little spiel about your track?
All right. So I chose Nothing Like This by Dilla, which I wasn't really going for like how many people have heard this track, because definitely more than 10K people have heard this track. But what I liked about it is that it's not your average J Dilla track, and in the J Dilla world, it feels like a hidden gem because it's on his first solo record, and he's singing on a lot of that music or rapping, and yeah, I mean he's taking more of the seat of the artist than the producer.
Okay.
So and
is he singing?
I mean, yeah, he's singing on this one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. And the production on it, like, this is after he, already had made tracks with Common, and obviously his, like, working with Slum Village and all that. But this particular record, he just wanted it to sound like you were bumping a cassette in the car. So it's, like, super just blown out.
Amazing.
And, like, after he'd been doing high profile productions for a while. So it was just kind of him just going back to his roots, and just there's a lot of experimentation in this.
What year is this?
This is it's claimed to be finished in 2003, but it wasn't put out until 2007.
And what year was Donuts?
2006.
That album came out in 2006?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow, that's later than I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, if I could be wrong, but I think it's 2006.
So this is pre-Donuts.
Exactly.
Okay. I think that's an important fact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
what's it called?
The track is called Nothing Like This, and it's off of the album Rough Cuts.
All right, let's hear it.
So let's hear and let's crank that.
It'll be really loud for our listeners.
All I need in my life is there is nothing like this. I never felt quite like this. All I need in my life is there
Sick.
Half of every artist came
Like chill. This is like pre-chill wave. But also this has like some sort of like heavy, like edgy rock. It kind of reminds me of Ariel Pink a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if this is NPC music.
Something tells me you're the one. I never felt quite like this. Feels good. All I need in my life is there is nothing like this. I never felt quite like this. All I need in my life is there is nothing like this. I never felt quite like this.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
It
Can you
almost
believe
didn't-
that? Like,
It didn't even feel like that was a sample. More than it sounded like he
Exactly.
was playing that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, just flipping things in ways that blows my mind. I mean,
Also, I don't know if I've ever listened to early J Dilla in my life, and just hearing that was pretty cool because it's a lot less jarringly changing.
yeah.
Like I think J Dilla and Donuts is like notorious for like these samples that like hit groove really hard and then shift and
Yeah,
dodge and
definitely.
weave and like become different. And
Exactly.
that was kind of just like sailing down its like a train going down very steadily down his track.
I mean, it felt like he was just riffing those vocals and the lyrics, just
and the beat doesn't really change.
exactly. I mean, this is again just feels very off the cuff.
Sick.
Is what I like about it. Yeah.
Dude, thank you for bringing this pick. Did we get our play counts?
I don't know what it is. I haven't looked it up, but can we get a play count on that, Melk?
We're getting a live play count. This
By
is
the
a
way,
Hidden
shout out
Gems first.
Malcolm, our tech for tonight.
That's right.
And it's you probably don't even want to know.
The YouTube plays were low. 4,281.
But it's been released a few times, and I'm almost positive it'll show up as like maybe over 100,000 on Spotify. Do you have a category for that?
Well, we're trying to get them under 100K total, but it's not that big a deal.
Popular
Can you
gems?
find it on Spotify on the fly? Let's see here. And then you can just right click, go to album, and that's how you'll see it. How many plays? 734,000. That's a. All right, it's not super deep, but I definitely didn't know it.
Exactly.
And it's under 1 million plays. It's fucking low key.
It's definitely a well-known track, but I thought it might be something that people hadn't heard before. Who
Dude,
know J Dilla, basically.
You fucking killed it with that.
So anyway,
Great
that's
pick,
it.
man. Do you want to sit here for my second pick
Yeah, let's
and
do
enjoy?
It. Let's do it, of course.
Okay, my
That's what
second
this is
pick
about.
is a 2021 track, a new track by a guy named Kraig Kilby. I probably have shown it to you in the van because I listen to this song a lot.
And
Shouts out to my homie Karsten for showing me this track. Kraig Kilby, the track is called Satori off the album Satori, 2021. Someone told me that this track, the backing band is Headhunters.
You said this
and
came out in 2021.
And I don't know much if that's true, but yeah.
Okay.
Kraig Kilby is a trombone player. What did I write in my notes about him? Headhunters, jazz trombonist from San Rafael, California. Keys, kalimba, percussion. Oh, trombonist for Etta James for 20 years. That was pretty cool. Okay. This track is got how many plays? What's our play? Oh, yeah. 2,500 on Spotify, 1,300 on YouTube, bringing it to 3,800 plays, which is very low. And this track, I think you'll really like.
Okay. I'm stoked to hear it.
Let's go, Philly fans. We need more of you. Bring your homies out. Production on this. That's that trombone. I just got a tromboner. The production is so crazy. Album cover is sick, too.
Sounds like a modern, interpretation of maybe what Lonnie Liston Smith was doing.
Yes.
And like, you mentioned Don Blackman earlier, and all that stuff. I really love that, jazz fusion, but pop tendency.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean
music.
the production of this is pop to me,
Yeah.
or like cool indie pop, lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But I really like the way that the production of this song and record is, the way it's angled to. It just sounds hip, just really freaking hip.
It does. So you said it's on there's a full length.
Yeah,
release along with this. Okay.
we can jam it in the van
Yeah.
on my next drive when I'm
Definitely
boxing
want
it.
to hear the rest of that. But
Cool. I'm gonna
that
use
was
this
great.
as a transition to kick you out and get our next
Yeah,
special guest in.
Who's up? Who's
Hey,
up?
wait, can we get a round of applause for Noah Barker? That's right. Thank you, Noah, for your awesome selection and being the homie. All right, who's our next special guest? I think we got Roy on deck. Woo! Pass the torch, pass the mic. How are we doing in the chat, fam? Any updates on the chat? We don't have many viewers, but that's okay. We've got 2 viewers. This is early days.
What up?
Welcome, Roy. I need another round of applause for our next special guest, Roy.
I'm tired.
Thank you, Roy, for coming on the show. This is your TV debut, I think.
It's great to be here.
I'd love to have you.
I've always wanted to be on your show.
How was your day?
I'm tired. I only drove 1 hour today. That's like a record low.
It was surprising when you tapped.
Yeah, I have long COVID, so
Well, that can affect everything, and I don't understand it.
nobody does yet. It's a waiting game.
It will be understood eventually, I suppose.
Yeah.
But we got through the day. You had a pretty decent dinner. You got full. We're in this stinky hotel room now, playing video games and hanging out. And you brought a very special track for us. What you were playing in the van yesterday was really fire, so I'm excited to hear what you
Yeah,
got.
I played this track in the van yesterday by accident, but maybe nobody noticed.
I think I was listening pretty intently, but
Yeah.
we'll check it out. Before we kick it off, why don't you tell the fans and viewers at home a little bit about yourself?
Oh, where do I start? I live in Maine. That's the first interesting thing I can think of. I'm a plumber as well as drummer.
That's exactly right.
That's what you're going with.
That's
this.
what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
We've been friends for about 12 years.
Yeah.
Met at Columbia College.
That's right. I met you probably in 2010 or 11, maybe more like 2011.
Yeah, those are the glory days.
Over 10 years we've been buds though.
Yeah.
And you've been drumming in my band for like 5 years.
Yeah, early days. Well, I mean, I drummed a little bit in the first band.
Maybe yeah, I remember you drummed on the day I met Maya,
Yeah.
which was in
Oh,
2015.
that's right. Yeah, the Halloween
So that'd be 7 years.
show. Yeah.
Damn, that's
well,
7 years ago.
almost 7 years. Yeah.
Wow.
It's the same exact time I've been sober. So
That's right, 'cause you had the
the
ill-fated evening after I met the love of my life.
Yeah, it was. We kind of went
The
opposite directions.
karma was all over
Yeah.
the place, or the stars were not aligned or something. But thank you for being on the show,
Yeah.
and tell me a little bit about the track.
Well, I don't have much to say, to be honest. This is a track from Brazil. It's this group called Quinteto Ternura, and the track is called. Let me see, I can't pronounce it. It's called Linda Manhã. So.
Oh, I think I know this artist's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's not on Spotify, but they have one album from 1974 on Spotify, but I found this one on the YouTubes.
Did you get a YouTube play count?
Yeah, I think it's 20K, but
That's
it's not on Spotify, so I got that going.
That's
for me.
really good. That's a healthy count.
Yeah, it's a pretty good count.
I like to say that Hidden Gems is like golf. You want the lowest score.
Yeah. I just picked up golf this year.
How's it going?
I'm all right. You know, I'm a lefty, so it's taken me a while to.
What's it called? Like over par, under par?
Yeah,
What's your average?
my average. I don't even know. I try not to keep count.
All right. What about a little winter golf?
No, I stick to the ice hockey in the winter.
Roy does the ice polar plunge as well.
Yeah, I'm an ice man.
He's a very ice man.
That's right.
I'm sorry. All right, let's go with this track. Introduce it.
Oh, this is 1978, written by Lincoln Olivetti. Believe it or not.
Oh yeah, I know who he is because of
Yeah.
that one really awesome tune, Squash.
Yeah, he's like I would say a Quincy Jones of Brazil. So he's got a lot of amazing material he's produced and written, and he wrote this one for these guys.
And it's a band.
Yeah, this is a 4-piece.
Okay, cool.
Or 5 quintetto.
I hope they can hear the toilet flushing.
Yeah, this.
Agora que te vejo penso
The volume.
nosso tempo, nossa vida. A cada dia linda manhã, teu sorriso que alegria, toda a paz que me habitava, todo amor que se perdia, minha vida.
This guy
Sempre a minha alegria de viver. Não consigo, eu não vivo sem destino, sem você. Mas o dia que se acaba, há tanto tempo tento vê-la. Quando o amor não chega, nossa paz capaz de voltar. E outra vez sonhar contigo, amanhecer ao lado teu. Minha vida sempre havia alegria de viver. Não consigo.
Dude, you can say whatever you want, man. There's no expectations here.
Brazilian music is close to my heart because my mom played a lot of it when I was growing up. I never knew what they were saying. And for some reason, I really enjoy that. Like Brazilian Portuguese has like this French, romantic sound to it, and it just is like another layer of instrumentation of like this language. I don't know. It's
The harmony that they employ and the rhythms that they employ are just like like just so cool,
dense,
and
yeah.
they like care deeply about the density and the wall of sound that they can get. Like that track had such a wall of sound when those vocals come in. It's so dope.
Yeah.
And it's uniquely its own thing.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of not like city pop.
Right. It's
even though it was kind of happening at the same time.
Yeah, it's a kind of a different direction, but just as groovy. And that song doesn't even have a backbeat. And part of it, but it's mainly just the kick and the hi-hat.
How long is the tune? Damn, we already listened to it, the whole thing. Damn. Well, do you want to be here for my third choice?
Let's do it.
All right, I only picked 3 today. And one of them we definitely already heard. This is the one we already heard. You've already heard it, but I thought it was really silly, and I wanted to play it for the show. I found it at our Orange County show. The homie Dustin, shouts out to Dustin with the deep cuts, showed me this song. We were talking about Quebecois, 1970s. And he pulled out this guy that I had never heard of, Jay Alanski. And we were listening down the record, and there were a lot of bad tracks on it, but there were some pretty dope ones. And then I played this one, and Nelson gave me this look that was like, bro, this song is not good. But I was kind of thinking, I think it's kind of good. So I kind of playing it as a troll to Nelson, but also I thought it was good. But I want to talk about it a little bit. What did I write in my notes? It's called Sophie. 1992.
Wow.
AMC Records. French Canada. When I saw that this was 1992, I got a smile on my face because that's the year I was born. Oh yeah, 4th track on this album called Natalie Wood. The album is called Natalie Wood, which is a girl's name, and then there's like 3 different tracks with different girls' names, not Natalie. And I'm like, this guy's, and there's like 4 different tracks that say rock and roll in the title. It's like super cheesy, but I really wanted to share this with my little gems out there. Let's kick it off. Sophie.
I love it already.
Dude.
It's a Sarah Smile vibe.
Definitely.
Sophie, Sophie, Sophie. Sophie, Sophie, Sophie. Sophie, 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 Sophie. Sophie, 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 Sophie.
It's so good.
Cigarette sur cigarette. Allume-moi, fais pas la tête. T'as envie de craquer une allumette. La dépression qu'attend qui guette un sourire. Souris-moi, le coup de charme, le coup de charme. Rouge, violet et bleu de Parme. Tes palettes comme ça,
It does have a Sarah
suffit.
Smile vibe.
T'es quelque chose, même si c'est bête.
But
Black,
better.
ton chic, analphabète. Si je me rappelle bien.
His voice sounds so cool. It kind of sounds like
Mon
he.
latin. Moi j'étais bon en rien.
Yeah.
Sophie.
Did you say this is
Yeah, this is Montreal, 1990s.
Malheurs de
a lot of good
Sophie.
stuff?
I know. Yeah, the Diantel shit,
Diantel,
Alec
stuff.
Mansion shit.
Déménage à
And
minuit.
I want to bring all that to the
Sans
show
un
too,
mot,
but I
pas
feel
un
like
bruit.
even that's been blown up a little bit.
Déambule sous la
Um,
pluie.
Dwight Druitt is
Une
another
époque
great
qui se finit.
Montreal 70s.
Dis rien n'est fini.
This guy was
Non,
in the 70s
rien
as
n'est
well,
fini.
but this
Rien
track
n'est
is
fini. Tu le vois l'homme de ta vie.
Sophie.
En amour transi. Rue de Valentino, rue du Valentino.
Ouais, je sais.
En un petit peu moins beau.
great.
Ah, tout ça c'est de
I
l'Hollywood.
agree.
Ah, noir et blanc ou
They have a
couleur.
little studio scene up
La
in
vie c'est
Montreal.
pas comme ça. Va chercher au petit bonheur.
We're going to be playing there in a few weeks.
Les
You're
malheurs
up
de
in
Sophie.
Quebec. think we're playing there on March 20-something.
Apprends à plus pleurer, Sophie.
My favorite city.
Apprends à plus pleurer, Sophie.
It's top 3.
It's definitely been my favorite city to hang out in on tour, I think. We've had so much fun there. We're playing in Montreal on March 15th.
I think I have a friend from Maine coming to that show.
Wow,
It's only 5 hours away from my hometown.
that's not far at all. Did you ever go there growing up?
No, surprisingly not. We went to Quebec once, but never Montreal. I don't know why. Mainly that place. A lot of kids in high school would go there because you could drink at 18
That makes sense.
and go to strip clubs and stuff.
I grew up about 15 minutes away from Canada, and everyone would do that because you could drink at 19 in
Sweet.
Ontario. And that was kind of the vibe. Well, thank you, Roy, for being a very special guest on the program.
It was an honor.
I'm sure we're going to be seeing more of Roy on the program as the weeks progress with more deep cuts.
Thank you, Paul.
Give it up for Roy. Thank you so much. We're passing the mic and passing the torch to our fourth guest, Malcolm. I'll do it. And Malcolm has said to me that he is camera shy, but he's usually behind the camera. He is our tour photographer and merch manager and just overall chiller homie. Here, just mute the eyeball of Switch right there, and then unmute, and then Malcolm's pick, and then go to YouTube and hit play on the track. We're learning out here. We're becoming production pros, but not without a few bumps along the way. So can we get another game on the old horn here? Who's winning? Jojo won the last one?
Who's he playing with?
You're gonna get him, buddy. So welcome, Malcolm.
How's it going?
Another Mainer of sorts. Half Mainer. Why don't you just break your camera shyness and tell us a little bit about yourself, bud?
Let's see. I met Paul like less than a year ago. Moved in as my neighbor with my homie Mike here, who he's not watching right now, but
Come on, Mike. Boo.
moved.
Boo.
Lame. Yeah, moved here less than a year ago to do some bartending and some photography, and was lucky enough to move in next to Paul, and kind of snowballed into this, me coming on tour for the first one,
Yes.
and now here on this one as well.
Are you having fun?
I am only having fun
Good.
so far. It's gonna, yeah.
Your
Just
fun
fun.
will be tested, but we. I'm going to put you through hell.
I'm down.
No. No, it's only been really, really fun so far. You've been the ultimate based bro on the tour, and your mood seems unwavering, and I love it.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that.
No, don't change a thing.
All right.
So you've brought a very special track for us. Why don't you tell us a bit about the track?
The track I brought, I initially found as a sample from a Japanese electronic artist, Yoshi Tsunehara. But the track I'm going to play is the OG deep cut of the sample by a composer, Sid Dale, who is a big guy with the KPM
Is that a
series.
white guy?
Yeah, he's a American, or no, he's a British guy.
Okay.
Born in the 20s, died in the 90s.
Interesting.
But the track is, it's like an orchestra song. I don't know what you would call that. Big band, maybe.
Just like a classical arrangement or something?
Yeah, but it's so catchy and it's so groovy, and it feels like you're flying in an airplane and chilling at the same time. And
Is it city pop?
No, it's not city pop.
What
Or
year is it?
maybe. It's 75, I think.
Okay.
But Sid Dale is on a bunch of those collection compilation records that like Alan Hawkshaw and like Brian Bennett are also on.
The library music.
The green sleeve library music, indeed.
So that's what we can expect.
Yeah. I think
Cool.
he made like advertising music in the 60s is what I read for like Pan Am, and like I think he like helped produce some of like the OG 007 music. Which is
Amazing.
pretty chill. But yeah, it's called Magic Window, and I think the track plays. I guess I don't actually have the numbers. I think it's pretty low. It's not on Spotify.
What's it say on YouTube there? 5,824 plays on YouTube, and we don't have a Spotify count, but that's A-okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Very anime. It's like Bird This is also very Palm Springs.
Yes. That's when you were talking about that earlier. I was like, together.
Hey. Dude.
So love trumpets.
This is very sample. What year? Oh, 72. Bringing the relaxing heat. Really weirdly has a bird background. Herb Alpert as well. Super chill. What has been your highlights and lowlights of the tour so far? Best and worst.
Highlight, honestly, was watching the band cover Butterfly for the 15 seconds
That
last
is
night.
nasty.
But it was so nasty that my jaw dropped, and I was like, I needed to see more.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty. It was kind of funny because I was just hearing y'all talk about doing it, and then everyone clicking together and actually doing it was tripping me out without rehearsing.
And it just felt so well timed. It was the perfect moment for it.
What's the low light?
Man, low. That's a hard. I haven't had too many low points. Maybe I seem to be kind of a forgetful person, so maybe the few times where I'm wondering where I had placed my camera on the stage to come back to grab it and panicked a bit.
That's
But-
tough.
Or I would say actually at the spot in Phoenix, I think I woke up the drummer from Dougie Pool in his nap of pain and probably caused him more pain by abruptly waking him up in the middle of a set, and I felt really bad.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I think that was maybe my low point, and I'm going to try not to do that again.
Well, amazing.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that we're going to be updating with Malcolm along the way. It's not going to be your last time on camera. You guys are my favorite people that I'm on the road with, and I want to put you on this camera and show the world my buddies. And so we'll be hearing more from Malcolm in the future with more great tracks. So thank you, Malcolm, for being on the show. Let's give it up for
Absolutely.
Malcolm, everyone. We're passing the torch and we're passing the mic here. For our last special guest, Nelly, a.k.a. Nelnet, a.k.a. Nelson Nye Devereaux, a.k.a. Devereaux Plumbing,
Megan Man.
a.k.a. Sexy Sax, a.k.a. The Agent. Is there any more of those?
No, there's one.
I want it, and I want you to not throw it. And I would love more. We usually don't drink or do drugs on the show, but we did sit in the car for about 8 hours today.
It was 8 hours too much.
And our hero of the day is our last guest, Nelson Nye Devereaux. You're the hero of the day because you drove almost the entire way.
It was insane.
From El Paso to San Antonio.
I do it for my boys.
And you had a great playlist going.
That's right. 5.5 hour playlist. We got through the entire thing.
What I've been loving about this tour is that everyone's music taste is basically aligned.
Yeah, it's pretty wonderful.
And so I'm never really bothered by anything that's going on in the aux. And it's not always been that way in the past in this lineups of these bands.
You see,
you know?
yeah.
The stars are aligned for the music tastes. So I only picked 3 because I thought, you know, we had a long day and I wanted not to make this the whole night, but I wanted to showcase my boys and I know they all have deep cuts and I want to steal some of them and put them on my playlist for later. And I also want to give you a platform to share a track that you really love. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the track you're going to be throwing up?
So this track I found through Michael Brecker, following his discography because he's such a fascinating...
There's a lot of Breck out there.
There's a lot of Breck out there. So I followed the line and I got to Jun Fukamachi.
Oh, my.
Yeah. And
that is pretty far down the hole.
Yeah. And I then upon further inspection, I realized that there's a lot of records that he's put out.
That guy or
yeah,
Breck?
Jun. Well, Brecker for sure, but yeah, Jun Fukamachi's put out like probably upwards of 20 records on his own. So I was like, oh, this is cool. And I stumbled upon this track. It's When I Get Your Wave. When I Get Your Wave, Pathetique in parentheses.
Is that in French?
It is.
Is this a Japanese track?
Well, it's all instrumental.
Okay, but is it a Japanese artist?
It is, yeah. Jun. Yeah, so what's the record called again?
Cool cover.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The record's called...
It was in my brain and then it left.
This far right tab.
Yeah. When I Got Your Wave? Yeah. No, that's the track.
What's the album called, though? Is it on the cover? And there's text there.
Yeah,
On the
move. I'm sorry. This is a recent...
That's
pick for
okay.
me. And, yeah, we checked not a long time ago on the play count, but the play count's really low. It's like 2.1K on YouTube or something.
Can we get an update? How many plays on there? 3,600. That's low. But then it was only 2,500 on Spotify.
Yeah, that's pretty damn low.
Bringing us to about 6K under.
So, and I the reason I like this track is it just goes through a lot of different worlds. Like we got the Breck, obviously, so he makes an appearance.
Michael is the saxophone player?
Yes, Michael Brecker, the famous saxophone player.
But who's the other Brecker?
Randy, he plays on this record too.
Oh, he does?
And this is
trumpet?
I forgot to mention. Yeah, I forgot to mention this is 1978. So
okay, cool.
The year after Star Wars came out.
And we're gonna hear all about your tour experience after we hear the track.
Oh.
All right, let's kick it off. I know why you like this. It reminds me of Pacific. Sims 1 OST. I love the snare roll things. I like the effect. Of course. And we're back.
This is quite long. It's like 7 minutes long.
Well, let me just dip the volume, have it playing in the background. Let's hear a little bit about your tour experience.
Yeah. Well, I'll go out there. I'll go out there with other bands and pre-Pandy, and I've never quite had as much fun as I'm having right now.
I know you've said that, and I'm astounded, but I'm also not, because I know that we're really fun to hang out with as well.
I agree. So I can't say too much as far as anything negative.
That's great.
Only positive. Good vibes only. GVO.
That's exactly right. GVO.
GVO.
You know I love to shorten down everything into just letters.
That's right.
It's been a pleasure having you.
Yeah, thanks.
And we've become pretty fast friends.
That's right.
I wanted to shout out and say Nelson played all the horns on the entire new album, Back on the Music, except for the trumpets. That's shouts out to Jake Baldwin,
That would be
another
Jake.
Minneapolis cat.
Yep.
You haven't really talked much about your Minneapolis and Milwaukee roots. If you wanted to give any screen time to that.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll give it a couple seconds. I would like to say that Milwaukee is a cool city with a great vibe, and it is to be cherished. If you've never been, please go. And, sometimes I wish I lived there. But I don't. I live in Minneapolis, which is fine. It's fine.
You sound like you love it. You have an amazing house.
Yeah.
And an amazing wife.
Well, let's be honest.
And an amazing cat.
So it's more about the wife and the cat for me. So shout out to Juju and Olimar. They're holding it down at home while I'm away, and
And we're going to see them in a couple weeks.
we're gonna see them in a couple weeks in Minneapolis. So and shout out to the Turf Club. Beautiful.
And if you want to come out to the Minneapolis show,
I know it's March 22nd.
it's
Paul.
March 22nd.
Yeah,
We'll be there at Turf Club, St. Paul.
it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's been such a pleasure having all you guys. I wanted to, just give you guys props and say thank you for coming on the show. This is a lower key episode tonight because we're tired boys, but really great picks nonetheless. And we're going to get more great picks next week. We're also going to have some other fun special guests. I'm going to try and get Dougie Poole as a special guest on the show, if we can coordinate it.
I love his music.
And whoever else from the touring party we can get, or if we are in New York and I don't know, we're going to see where the show takes us. I'm getting a low battery notification on my laptop, so this is the end of another great episode of Hidden Gems. Thank you all for tuning in, and let's get a round of applause for episode 4, Hidden Gems. Thank you, San Antonio. We'll see you tomorrow night at the Paper Tiger. And we're going to go to bed now.